These games got it done better the second time around. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video game remakes.
All right then, let's go out on top, kid. It's time to take your place in history.
Just so there's no confusion, remakes are games that stayed mostly true to the original storyline and gameplay while making technological improvements with the advancements available in hardware. Games like XCOM Enemy Unknown and 2013's Tomb Raider are considered reboots, and games like Super Mario 64 and GTA 3 are 3D transitional games. Those categories are for lists of their own.
We will be in touch, Commander.
We're also excluding games that use the same code and just upscaled to HD or only improved the textures, as those are remasters. So, if you don't see a remake on this list, it's probably because it didn't live up to the original game.
I didn't get to be number one by back in days.
Number 10, Pac-Man Championship Edition. We're starting things off with the famous Yellow Chomper in his iconic return to the gaming scene. Eating all the dots in the maze, avoiding the ghosts, and eating giant pellets to eat them, that's still all there. What's different is that now, when you clear one half of the screen, that side changes layout in this intense score rush game. Also worth noting is the game's DX edition, which has you chased by dozens of ghosts. Number 9, Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. Hideo Kojima's original PS1 classic got a complete makeover on the GameCube, finally giving the characters faces.
No! Don't touch it!
And including gameplay elements such as better enemy AI, bodies that no longer disappear, and the ability to now aim and shoot in first person.
Did something happen?
There's an intruder.
Really?
It places a bit low on the list, given the controversial decision to give the characters Matrix-like moves, but it still balanced accessibility with reverence for its source material very nicely.
Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend.
Number 8, Punch-Out. This was Little Mac's glorious comeback run, and the game that got him an invitation into the latest Smash Bros. Game on the Wii U and 3DS.
Rock and roll, baby, rock and roll. That sucker didn't even stand a chance.
Punch-Out for the Wii retains the addictive gameplay and characters of the original NES game, while giving the characters hilarious over-the-top personalities and a sweet multiplayer mode.
I can't start until I find my little, here, where are you? There you are, you crazy little...
Plus, you can choose to use either the classic NES layout or go true boxer with Wii's motion controls.
Push it out, Mac. Come on, push it out. Keep it up, Mac. Keep it up.
Number 7, The Secret of Monkey Island, Special Edition. The original point-and-click adventure is considered a classic, but sadly, the game hasn't aged very well.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
Enter the Special Edition, where the graphics were completely redrawn, and, along with an orchestral soundtrack, the characters now have voice acting that really captures the writing's original humor.
We are glad to be dead, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I feel so lucky that you happened to capture my ship, then murdered me and everyone on board. Yes, sir.
Most importantly, the interface received a much-needed redesign, allowing for a more streamlined experience.
She was so good to me. Always conveniently losing those health board reports. For a small consideration, of course.
Number 6, NBA Jam. The game that set a new standard for sports games got a new lease on life in 2010, with much more fluid and hilarious animations and more off-the-wall commentary.
And he just got a mouthful of chicken knuckle sandwiches. Kaboom!
The Wii version of the game also included the Remix tour with hilarious power-ups, new camera angles, and boss battles in the form of one-on-ones.
Larry Legend, kaboom!
There's a lot to cover with this game, so we recommend checking it out for yourself.
Garnett, way out, boom shakalaka!
Number 5, Tomb Raider Anniversary. The original Tomb Raider was groundbreaking, but suffered from stiff gameplay, which kept it off our top PS1 list.
Why am I not surprised?
You got your job, I got mine.
Thankfully, the much-needed remake revamped the original using the engine from Tomb Raider Legend. Lara is now much more acrobatic, and the combat system is more intense as well. Taking the story and levels of the original with vastly improved controls, it's a good entry point if you haven't played a Tomb Raider game before.
I'm afraid you've been misled. I only play for sport.
Number 4, Bionic Commando Rearmed. No, not the 3D version with the most absurd plot twist in video game history. We're talking about the 2D tribute to the original NES game. Retaining the epic hookshot arm-swinging gameplay from the original, and set to the theme of a hilarious 80s action movie, Rearmed also boasted brand new weaponry and co-op play, all of which are guaranteed to get you hooked on the experience. Number 3, Metroid Zero Mission. Nintendo's revisit to Samus's first mission is one that was really needed. Refining the combat to feel similar to Metroid Fusion, as well as the inclusion of waypoints, an in-game map, and a proper save system instead of passwords. Oh, and a brand new stealth section to change things up a bit. While it's a little bit shorter compared to the other entries in the series, the new features and levels in this game make it almost unrecognizable to its original counterpart, faithful though it remains. Number 2, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Gold and Silver remain the quintessential games in the Pokemon series, boasting twice as much content and introducing more new mechanics than any other game in the series. The only Pokemon game that can be compared to Gold and Silver is Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Utilizing Diamond and Pearl's engine and having a vast amount of post-game content that not even the 3DS's X and Y can compare to, these games were the complete package and then some. Before we get to the all-glorious number 1 spot, let's see what other games we enjoyed a second time around. Number 1, Resident Evil. The original was great, but had terrible voice acting and was not very atmospheric.
What is it?
Blood. Hope this is not Chris's blood.
This GameCube remake was completely rebuilt from the ground up and is the prime example of a true survival horror game.
Wesker! Barry! Help!
Much improved visuals that still look amazing today, rewritten dialogue, and the inclusion of even more chilling monsters and story arcs, this game comes highly recommended.
Hope this is what you wanted.
Thank you.
Do you agree with our list?
Don't be silly.
Which second attempt did you enjoy the most? For more remastered top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
What's all this hullabaloo? Your lunch break isn't for 2 hours yet.